In this video, we are going to use domain analysis to model microservices and see checklist after decomposition of microservices. That means we will combine all our newly learning items and decompose our e-commerce application microservices with together. We said that microservices should be designed by business capabilities and we should have loosely coupling and autonomous services. Microservices are loosely coupled. That means we can change a particular microservices without affecting other services. Each service can be changed independently. So domain-driven design provides a set of methodology that we can follow the principles and create a well-designed microservices. After all learnings, we end up with that we should follow domain-driven design bounded context patterns, which following the context mapping patterns and decompose by subdomain models and patterns. Now we can see checklist after decomposition of microservices. We should consider these items after decomposition of microservices and make sure all items are covered in our decomposition process. The first consideration is microservices should do one thing. The main rule is that a microservices should do one thing. There is no certain process that will produce the right design, but each service should have a single responsibility. We have to think deeply about our business domain, bounded context and subdomain models patterns and make sure that our microservices do one thing. And second consideration is microservices size should not too big and not too small. We should start from a careful designed domain model and group small submodels with obeying this rule. Each service is small enough that it can be built by a small team working independently. By this way, you can relatively easily decompose microservices, but make sure that your services are not too small too. And the third consideration is avoid chatty communication. There shouldn't be chatty communication between microservices. When you splitting functionality into two services, if those two services becomes overly chatty communications, then it is good to combine them into one microservices. And another consideration is no locking dependencies. If your services has inter-service dependencies more than 2 or 3, and if those are required to move and deploy together, that means there are pain points of your design and it is good to rethink again to avoid these locking dependencies and inter-service communication. It should always be possible to deploy a microservices without redeploying any other microservices. Services shouldn't be tightly coupled and can evolve independently. So we will walk through the following steps and applying them into our e-commerce application. We are going to start by analyzing the business domain to understand the application's function requirement for our e-commerce application. Next, we will define the bounded context of our e-commerce domain with the following best practices. Each bounded context contains a domain model that will include subdomains of the larger application. With the bounded context, we will apply tactical domain-driven design patterns in order to define entities, aggregates, and domain services. By the end of these steps, we can identify the microservices for our e-commerce application.